ashamed about your body or about a certain body part, stay tuned because in this episode, I'm going to share with you 3 steps to sensually heal your self image and feel confident in your skin. This is Candia Raquel. I am a Mexican sensualist, scientist, and artist that could only eat tacos for the rest of her life, of course. And you are at the Sensual Sessions Podcast, the place to explore sensing pleasure through your senses and expressing it by moving in a way that is completely free from inhibition. So, I was personally ashamed of my smile because my the center of my upper lip dips down in a funky way if I fully smile like this. So I feel like the clown emoji. And most of my life, I didn't even smile. Like, if you see the pictures when I was a little girl or even at college, and I look pretty serious because of that. Like, I, I didn't wanted to reveal my tragic flaw. Like, that was the preconception I had about this. So, in time and maturity, I went to another phase that was like, whatever, I'm just gonna fully smile when I feel like it. And of course, when you're really happy, you cannot help it. So it was very difficult because early on, like for example, when I was a teenager, something great happened and I was like, yeah. And then, oh no, I became self conscious, hide the smile, and lost the moment of that celebratory happiness that is so ephemeral. And yeah, of the late, like on my 30s and 40s, it was like, whatever, like, take it or leave it. This is who I am with my flawed smile and all, whatever. And I allowed the people around me and the people I work with to make their choice of relating with me or not based on that idea. And now that I talk about it, it sounds ridiculous. And actually, oh, eh, I want to show how absurd it can be to give ourselves such bad time for a certain body trait or whatever thing that you feel that you are imperfect, because I didn't have Cindy Crawford's smile, or you don't have, like, I don't know who's trending now, like Ariana Grande's voice, or you don't have the innate agility football skills that Yamin Lamal has, or whatever. And you know what happened? That the other day, like, this preconception about myself completely changed when I discovered that I inherited this mouth DNA and smiling trait from my very handsome grandfather. I didn't know because I hadn't analyzed a picture where you could see that. So this is a picture I normally saw about handsome grandpa. Mhm. And the other day, I found this picture where he's in another angle and he's smiling in in the exact way that I thought it was horrible, but it looks great on him. Like, the center of his upper lip dips down, and you see like a little teeth poking out in a funky way. And I was like, wow, that's my smile. That's where it came from. And I actually felt so proud and even like beautiful, and saw it as like a unique personality trait. And I have a picture of my little self where you can see like the DNA doesn't lie. The center of the upper lip dipping down and the teeth showing out in a funky way. So now I have like a complete different self image specifically about this body part because I was mirrored by someone dear to me. So again, I want to expose the absurdity and how ridiculous it can be, the bad time that we give to ourselves based on our on mere ideas. And no one has ever said anything about my smile, nor complained, nor bullied me or anything. Like this is all something that I made up about myself. And of course, there is like other aspects that we are like formally bullied, especially as women, that has that should have the exact same value of zero. Like it seems even like banal and superficial that what we are talking about. But this, what I am like these preconceptions on our self image is what drives a multi trillion beauty industry currently. So it's there running the show from our subconscious mind. So if you feel even a little bit uncomfortable about anything in your body, I invite you to use these 3 steps and reframe it out so you like free yourself. And the lovely thing that you will experience when you free yourself from that is having no inhibition, having no fear, and being able to fully express yourself in a sensuous way. Because I was like in a smile jail. Like I wasn't allowing myself to fully express the joy of living, because sensuality is 2 things. It's receiving and sensing the pleasure in a passive way, and on the other hand, there's the active expression of that pleasure. So I was feeling happy and I was sensing my body beginning to delight, but then I couldn't fully express it. You see how it works? So imagine if you are ashamed because you have a belly roll or stretch marks or wrinkles. Now, like, you're gonna be afraid to smile because of the wrinkles showing off or because of the Botox, or you will be sitting like upright, but not out of ah postural release, but out of fear of slouching a little bit and the belly roll fully popping out of your tight jeans or whatever. So here are the 3 steps. The first one is comfort, the second is mirroring, and the third one is exposure. So comfort has to do with doing whatever you need so you are not distracted by that aspect of shame, and you can move on with your life. So, how I managed that was to sort of measure what I felt comfortable with exposing in my smile, and it was like this. So I did smile, and I found my range, not like fully as I now like smile, but like I found how much I felt comfortable with exposing that body part that triggered shame. And for example, with the belly roll, like even if you're losing weight, I don't care. Like, please go and get yourself 3 pairs of jeans that make you feel good right now. And it doesn't matter if those are the only 3 jeans that you use on repeat for the next couple months while you get back to your ideal weight or whatever. But get dressed in such a way that you are protected, that your body insecurity is protected, so you feel safe, and you're not like fighting against that. If it's the wrinkle, like use makeup or use a filter. And this is like in the meantime measures, like, well, while you get at the core of that shame and dismantle it. And the second step is mirroring, which is what happened with my grandfather. Find someone that has that exact trait. So, for example, with the belly rolls, I am a big fan of this Argentinian singer Nati Peluso, who has like a sturdy, bony frame, and she has big thighs, and like, oh, I can relate to her and her body type. And I can see her as someone that I admire because of her talent, but also because of her beauty. Or, for example, my nose and my cheekbones, which are rare in Mexico, but rare as weird. Like people always ask me if where am I from because I don't look like the people here, and I feel kind of discriminated every day. So I remember, okay, like more or less I have a bony structure in my face, like Meryl Streep, like a kind of square jaw, like Isabella Rossellini, who was the face of Lancome. And then it's like, okay, I am not like the hunchback of Notre Dame. Like there, I feel a mirroring and belonging. And this again makes you feel safe, eases the emotion of shame, so you can go on with your life. And once you have like created more room between you and the shame, the more you have like reclaimed the sovereignty and taken space of you and who you are in this very moment of your life, beyond your age, weight, body shape, whatever. See if you're ready for step 3, that is exposure. That is just being yourself, even if you are aware of that body trait and even that lingering shame. For example, when you are naked with your beloved and like the stretch marks say hello or whatever, see if you are ready to get to the point of exposure. and be like, okay, maybe there's a little shame, but I am not feeding onto that. And these three steps as a recap. First, comfort. Second, mirroring. And third one, exposure, are about making room from the emotion of shame that is triggered by the gaze, the external gaze. So in this room, you can recover your inner focus in your bodily sensations where pleasure exists. See, emotions are a different cognitive domain than bodily sensations. We say feeling to name both things, but are different. Emotional feelings than physical than the feeling of a physical sensation. Okay? And the problem is, especially with shame, that is such a pervasive emotion that it gets in the way of experiencing ourselves, and it walls us off from our own sensitivity and pleasure. Example, I couldn't physically delight in the movement of a smile because I was ashamed of my smile, which is really sad. It's like not being able to enjoy the embrace with your beloved or hugging yourself because you have an idea about your shoulder blades or whatever thing. And what we want more and more and more is to rest in the raw state of our physical sensations of pleasure and giving ourselves the self consent, the permission to delight in those physical sensations, to express them, which is sensuality. And this is maturity. This has to do with owning the traits that you deem shameful for whatever reason, filtering the shame through this process, through these three steps of protecting yourself through comfort. When you're ready, like see yourself mirrored and see yourself through the gaze, not of judgment, disapproving whatever bodily trait, but from the mirroring gaze of someone that loves you and someone that you love, and then finally expose it. And again, Nati Peluso said in an interview that whenever she felt ashamed of something in herself, she put it out in the world, like her thick thighs and like, I don't know, uh, for example, having a crooked teeth or whatever. And that's very bold, and that's the step of visibility. But that's when you're ready. And it's like a statement of self-love that, okay, even this is shameful for me, and even if it's also something that the rest of the world or someone I care disqualifies, I love myself enough to behold myself regardless, and even expose that in a kind of take it or leave it. I am letting it all hang out. So I hope this is useful. I hope you're I hope you never hide your smile because of you never hide your smile. Period. There's no reason. And furthermore, I hope you don't hide any part of your body. On the contrary, I hope that you discover ways to know yourself in a more intimate way, embrace your sensitivity, and express your delight, daring to be free like a tiger in the wild. So, if you want to learn more, go grab the free guide to awaken sensuality in my website, which is my name, www.candiaraquel.com, which is www.candiaraquel.com. And until next time, remember to use pleasure as your compass to sensually navigate through life.